In a deep forest in southern Cambodia, as the peak of the dry season arrived with intense ferocity, the sun scorched the earth so harshly that streams and lakes began to evaporate into nothingness. The once lush green leaves turned yellow and withered, and all the forest animals struggled immensely to find water and food for survival. Hanti, a massive and experienced elephant, slowly flapped his ears to cool down and said to his friend, "Brother Kiki, I feel so exhausted. The stream water we used to bathe in every day has now turned completely into mud. What should we do to survive this long dry season?" Kiki, the agile monkey, hopped down from a dry branch towards Hanti and replied breathlessly, "Brother Elephant, I am no different. I have searched for fruit all morning but found nothing. Even the small wild berries are shriveled. We cannot stay here anymore. We must travel to find a new water source on the other side of the big mountain. Perhaps it is more moist and has more food for us." The two decided to journey together, despite their different sizes and abilities, as their friendship was the greatest strength to overcome the obstacles of this summer. Traveling through the dry forest was no easy feat. Hanti and Kiki had to walk for hours under the searing sun. Along the way, they saw other animals lying exhausted from thirst. Hanti used his powerful trunk to push aside dead fallen trees blocking the path so Kiki could walk easily. Kiki jumped onto Hanti's broad back, looked into the distance, and shouted with joy, "Brother Hanti, look there! I see a huge wild mango tree on the other side of the big river ahead of us. That tree has lush green leaves and is full of golden ripe fruits." Hanti lifted his head and sniffed the air, then said hopefully, "True, Kiki, I can smell the fragrance of ripe mangoes on the breeze, but the river ahead is very deep and the current is strong. Even with less water than usual, it's dangerous for a small animal like you." Kiki began to worry because he couldn't swim, but Hanti encouraged his friend. They reached the riverbank where the water was still powerful in the middle. The mango tree seemed so close, yet crossing this river was the major obstacle separating them from the delicious food. They rested for a moment to plan their safe passage across the treacherous water. Upon arriving at the riverbank, the rushing water filled Kiki with great fear. He looked at the churning water and then at his tiny limbs that could never fight such a current. Hanti comforted him. "Don't be afraid, dear friend. Climb onto my back and hold on tight. My large, strong legs can withstand this current. Just cling to my head. I will carry you safely to the other side." Kiki quickly hopped onto Hanti's back and hugged the elephant's neck tightly. Hanti stepped into the water slowly and with extreme caution. Reaching the middle of the stream, the current was so strong it caused Hanti to slip slightly, but thanks to his massive strength, he maintained his balance well. Kiki closed his eyes in terror, but he felt Hanti walking with confidence. Hanti had to gather all his strength to resist the water crashing against him. After a long struggle, Hanti's feet finally touched the sandy soil of the opposite bank. They successfully passed the danger, showing that without the elephant's strength, the little monkey could never have crossed. They both took a deep sigh of relief as their feet touched dry land again. After resting for a bit, the two headed toward the massive wild mango tree. Upon reaching the tree, they saw many ripe mangoes hanging far higher than Hanti could reach with even his long trunk. The tree was extremely tall, and its fruit-laden branches were at the very tips. Hanti tried using his trunk to reach the mangoes, but failed. He said hopelessly, "Oh, Kiki, although I am strong and could carry you across the river, my heavy body won't let me climb this tree to pick those fruits. We are here, yet I still can't eat them." Kiki chuckled and said, "Don't worry, Brother Hanti. Now it is my turn to help you. You have strength, but I have agility and can climb trees easily. Just watch me." Kiki began climbing the mango tree as fast as lightning. He leaped from branch to branch until he reached the very top. Kiki picked the best ripe mangoes and threw them down to Hanti, who was waiting joyfully below. Hanti skillfully caught the falling mangoes with his trunk. In no time, they had a huge pile of mangoes before them. This was the result of their cooperation, where each used their individual strengths to achieve a common goal. After eating their fill of delicious ripe mangoes, the two rested under the cool shade of the massive mango tree. The air on this side seemed a bit cooler, and they felt immense happiness from helping each other. Hanti looked at Kiki and said sincerely, "Today I learned an important lesson. Before, I always thought my strength and large size were the most important things in this forest. But today, without your agility and climbing skills, we surely would be lying hungry under this tree." Kiki nodded in agreement and replied, "True, Brother Hanti, me too. Without your massive strength to carry me across that deep river, I would never have had the chance to reach this mango tree. Each of us has our own strengths, and when we join hands, there is nothing we cannot do." They spent the entire afternoon talking about friendship and mutual aid. The difference between a giant elephant and a tiny monkey was not an obstacle, but a perfect complement to one another. They understood clearly that humility and recognizing the abilities of others are great virtues leading to success. Their friendship grew even stronger as they lay listening to the wind rustling through the leaves. As the sun began to sink lower, the sky suddenly turned deep red, then a dark gray. Black clouds started gathering, and soon the sound of thunder echoed from afar. The long dry season seemed to be ending as the first raindrops began to fall on the parched earth. The voice of the sky spoke through the rain. "Oh, all creatures, rejoice, for the rain will bring new life to this forest once again." Kiki jumped with excitement. "Look, Brother Hanti, it's raining. We don't have to worry about water anymore, and all the other forest animals will have water to drink too." Hanti raised his trunk to the sky to catch the cool rain and said, "Dear friend, this is a great sign. We survived the hardest summer because we had each other. Now nature will be beautiful again." Hanti and Kiki stood together in the middle of the rain, feeling refreshed and revitalized. The rain washed the dust off their bodies and brought the fragrance of damp earth. They knew that whatever obstacles arose in the future, as long as they remained good friends and helped each other, they could overcome anything. The story of the elephant and monkey in summer became a valuable lesson for all forest animals about the value of solidarity and friendship regardless of appearance.